uh, he was modern. You know? You understand what I said?
Well, and I want you to repeat what you said, like, because in Ethiopia, would you say Emperor Tedros is more known? Well, I'm trying to see how can I ask you this. Would you say Tedros has a better impact on Ethiopia than Haile Selassie? What would be your stance on that?
Sorry, please again. My connection was bad.
Okay, well, what do you think about Tedros and Haile Selassie? Like, who had a better influence on Ethiopia?
The peoples, you know, the point is they love their country, you know, but to world, Haile Selassie was popular, but for that country, Tedros has a big dream, you know, but he didn't achieve it. Britain soldiers, they killed him, but he has a big dream, you know, on that time before 200 years.
Yeah,
he has 2023 mentality, you know. This, yeah, you understand what I say, bro?
Oh man, do I? But see, people, I'm because you are actually from Ethiopia, so when you say these things, people need to hear that, you know, because a lot of people don't look at Tedros as a visionary. Tedros was a visionary.
Yeah, visionary.
A visionary. Yeah. But see, the people in the Bible, the prophets were visionaries, and when they told their vision, the people didn't like the vision that they told because they seen the future. See what I'm saying? You gotta understand. The prophets seen the future.
Western didn't like that. His dream, you know. Western, they didn't like his dream. That's why they killed him early.
You heard what this man? People need, man. We need to do a panel together, man. I just need to let you talk about Tedros because I just want y'all to hear what he's saying. He say they didn't like his dream. They didn't like Tedros' dream. But why would somebody be the King of Kings, label Christ? The British sent all these people in to conquer him. And he was a dreamer. Joseph was a dreamer. Isaiah in the Bible, these were dreamers. Moses was a dreamer. These people are labored. Yeah. Man, what you talking about? You a dreamer. Nobody believes you. That's Tedros' story. But yet he still have a name like any other emperor.
Yeah. I agree 100.
Your phone, I can't hear you. Your phone kind of broke up. I can't hear you no more, brother, man.
Yeah, my internet is a little bad. That's why.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes, bro. What did you say? I didn't hear.
I was saying about I forgot what I was saying. I was actually listening to you speak. I think, you know,
people they didn't understand him. I thought you said this. Huh?
Oh no, I was finna ask you about the statue. Have you ever been to the statue and
No. It's far. It's from capital. It's 500 kilometers so far. That's why I never went there.
Oh, okay. So is it in all gold, or is it just a concrete statue, or like is it just metal, or do you know?
I don't understand, bro.
I say, what is the statue made out of? The Tedros statue. I don't think you know. Oh no, I can't hear you. Or do you know what the statue is made out of? What material is the statue?
Bro, my internet is so bad. See you. another time, bro. Nice to meet you. Nice to talk to you.
All right, man. Yeah, I'm glad you came on, brother. I'll speak again.
Thank you, man.
Salute.
Yeah, bye. Salute.
But y'all, man, he said some important things about Tedros. Now, this coming from somebody in Ethiopia. You know, y'all see that his English is not that good. So, but, and see, these are the conversations, man, I be want people to understand of the story and the significance of the story. And for this man to be a dreamer, that's what Jesus was. That's the whole point of the story. Somebody seeing the future and knowing what to do, but everybody telling them what? They crazy. They don't know. That's what Tedros was. Menelik didn't like Tedros. Menelik is one of the well-known kings of Ethiopia next to Haile Selassie. But Menelik didn't like Tedros. He actually ran from Tedros. Why? Because he didn't believe the vision. He didn't believe the dream that Tedros was seeing. See what I'm saying? So we got to understand, for someone to be rejected by all his peers, but yet will hold a name still to this day, then that story need to be told. There's something more to the story. There's something way more to the story. And remember, this is the people they took the biblical scrolls from. On top of everything I just told you, this is also the man that the biblical scrolls got taken from. Artifacts got taken from. Gold, historical things got taken from him. And he was the dreamer. He was the one that held the vision. So when he died, what happened to the vision? What happened to the vision 200 years ago when Tedros left? If he was the King of Kings, if he was the Lord of Lords, if he was the one that was hosting the Spirit. What happened? That means the vision might have left. That means the Spirit might have left. That means everything that God had might have left. You know how when Jesus died, we got to wait for Jesus to come back? You know, so like I say, Tedros, y'all, like, and that's why you got to understand they made fame. When you create fame for people, you might block those who really deserve the fame. You know, you might block people who really deserve the fame. And that's what, you know, television and things do, y'all. Tedros' story, y'all, is very, very important. You know. But let's deal with the title, y'all. I gotta take me a leak right quick, and then we're gonna get it going, y'all. And Tedros is gonna help us want to be Africans again. That's gonna help us out, y'all. The Tedros story. We need cartoons and everything. Superman again. All right, y'all. Let's get ready to tell the truth. Let's tell the truth, y'all, and shame the devil. Let's bring shame to the devil by what? Telling the truth. That's all we got to do. Now, y'all, when we deal with what we're dealing with, the Tedros story, I guess I can kind of flow into the topic because we're ashamed to be Africans. Some people still think Africans are just African booty scratchers. They don't want to be Africans no more. You know, so right now, y'all, what we finna bring, like I said, I'm glad I had the brother man come in from Ethiopia. For him to drop by a few seconds and just give those few jewels on Tedros and how he said Tedros is his favorite king. You ever heard of somebody in America say Tedros is their favorite king? You know, and then a few Ethiopians, I talked to them, they don't even know who Tedros is. So it's even rare. Well, I wouldn't say because I'm not in Ethiopia, but just for the Ethiopians that I talk to, you see how people have been Americanized. You know, so it was a blessing to talk to someone that actually respected Tedros. You know, and a lot of people say Tedros committed suicide. You know, and when you look up the code of a samurai or a ninja, they have secrets, so they're gonna die with their secrets before they get tortured. Because back then, if you was to get captured by Great Britain, they won't kill you first. They'll torture you first to make you say whatever they want you to say. So instead of getting tortured, you kill yourself. So you die with the code. You die with the secret. That's you take it to the grave. So in today's time, we look at somebody committing suicide as a weak act. You know, but not understanding this was a code given to those who carried the code. Take it to the grave. That's called what? No snitching. So why do we have something called no stitching in our community? That goes back to history. That's a code. That's a samurai code. That's a G code. We just call it, man, I'm taking it to the grave. We got stuff that we're going to take to our grave. You know, so all that not being a snitch, all that go back to the samurai code that we carry, you know, as warriors. That's a warrior code. But we're no longer warriors. Now we're in the streets. So our warrior codes have become street codes. So we don't live by the warrior code no more. We live by what? The street code. So let's get into y'all why we don't want to be African. Now, one reason why we don't want to be African is why I'm talking about Tedros. You notice no Hebrew camp got African colors? Y'all, no Hebrew camp got African colors. Hey, I'm gonna hit the Mary Jane on that, so I'm gonna say that, hit the Mary Jane on that, y'all. If you got one, light it up. Hit the Mary Jane. Let your thoughts come slow. Let the thoughts come in a little slower. The only people that's teaching the Bible with African colors is the Rastafarians. I'm going to hit it, the marijuana again. I'm going to drink some water. Inhale, exhale. So, no camp got African colors, but the throne of David is in Africa. Hit the blunt again, y'all. Hit it again. So, if no camp got African colors, why? Why? Somebody brainwashed. So we not proud Africans no more, y'all. Why are we not proud Africans? You know why? Because we weren't told the truth. Tedros. See, the world finna find out about Tedros. The world finna find out about Tedros, y'all. Now, when the world find out about Tedros, it's going to change the narrative. It's going to change the narrative. Greetings, greetings, family. Peace, peace.
Peace and blessings.
It's going to change the narrative of everything that we thought we knew. That's why the truth hurts. But is it a coincidence that no Hebrew count got African colors? Just think about it. None of them. This the traffic light. The green, the yellow, the red. That's the traffic light, y'all. That's African colors. Green and black. Shit, even Christmas got African colors in it. But Hebrew counts. I ain't got no African colors, y'all. So it's furthermore to show you why the African story must be told. The throne of David, y'all, is in Africa. How can we read a book that's about Christ being the seed of David? Christ is the seed of David. So I need to say it again. Christ is the seed of David. But yet, we don't even connect the Bible to where the throne of David is even at. We argue about this. This is an argument. Now listen, y'all. This is an argument. The whole world. Every time I say the whole world, I think about Craig on Friday. Not Craig, what's his name? Y'all know he was top flight. Not the first Friday, but the next Friday. The throne of David. The only people that don't know are people who go to church. Christians. Yeah, they. So, how can this be an argument when the throne of David is in Ethiopia? Guess what? The only country on the African continent that has a Bible is Ethiopia. The only continent on the face of Africa where the throne of David is at is in Ethiopia. We arguing about this. This is what we are arguing about. Now, before you pick up any book, is this an argument or is this facts? Before you go into any philosophy, before you go into any changing of the names, let's just have a conversation. How can this be an argument in 2022 when we can look this up while we taking a shit? We can look this up while we in traffic. We can look this up while we laying in the bed. You ain't even got to get up and go to the library. While you eating your favorite food at your restaurant, you can hear this and you can look it up. Y'all, hear me out. This is a argument. See why we don't want to be African? If we gonna argue about where the Bible come from, which is Africa, of course you don't want to be African no more. But everybody want to be people. Oh, them my people in the Bible. I'm connected to them people in the Bible. Now, that's why you have so many teachers that saying we trying to transfer the Bible with people in America. The Bible is not an ancient book like people think. What is ancient? Shit, some 100 years old. What you would call that? Man, that's ancient. People looking for pennies and calling them ancient pennies. Oh man, that's an ancient penny. That's an ancient quarter. How long you think pennies and quarters been around? Especially the American made. So what is ancient? Ancient is not, something that's just 1,000 years old, y'all. But that's what we believe. Because I know that's what I believe. When some ancient, they got to be millions. No, y'all. Ancient is 100 years ago. That's what ancient is. So we just got to understand, y'all, that right now, the Tedros story is a very, very important story. It'll help us want to be Africans again. And another thing about being African, don't you know, in Africa, in some countries still today, you get locked up for being gay. That's an African law. So while we're in America, we don't even want to be Africans, so we wouldn't even want to follow the African law if the African law was even presented to us. Because we feel those laws need to be changed. Certain stuff are principles. See, it's certain stuff you can't get away from, which is principles. And that's why we got to understand, y'all, we are a part of life. But nobody wants to be an African in America. And now we got Africans and Americans. We got African and African American beef. This is the talk that's going on right now. The Africans beefing with the African Americans. When the African Americans had one enemy. Now everybody the African American enemy. Even the African American is his own enemy. And also everybody else is the enemy. Something wrong. So it must be everybody looking at the big brother like, man, it's your fault. So either what, we mad at the African American mad at theyself. Like I don't hear nobody like this was going on in earth. So like, damn, like we all Christ consciousness with hate, division, searching, seeking, certain stuff I don't get, y'all. I don't get when we try to as we bring day in and day out, the facts that contradict everything that we say we walking in. And we see how the lie is disconnecting us more and more and deeper into something like, damn, what the hell is we talking about? Y'all, people say they finding fossils. Don't you know bones only last 20 to 50 years into the ground? So anything over 100 years old, you're not going to find it. In that case, you know how many bones you will be digging up? Don't you know how many bones you'll be, every time somebody dig, you'll dig up bones. You'll be digging up animal bones. No. Matter of fact, you ever seen a dead animal? Animal got bones. You ever see the bones stay there forever? Even if it's on top of the ground. Everything goes back to the dirt. So bones, this is why I say, look it up. Y'all, bones don't last hundreds of years in the dirt. So how they finding things that was here millions of years ago, thousands of years ago? It don't make sense. And that's how they have created this false narrative where we believe his story. And now our story sound crazy. That's why, y'all, it's many things that I always found out. And I thought when I came back and told my brothers and sisters, man, they was going to cheer. I would have never thought I would see the day when my brothers and sisters reject Africa. Y'all know how Eddie Murphy, I think that was on Life, where Eddie Murphy said, man, I thought I'd never see the day when old Ray give up hope. That was Martin told Eddie that. He said, I thought I'd never see the day when old Claude or Ray give up hope. Say, what the hell you talking about, nigga? I ain't gave up no motherfucking hope, nigga. I ain't gave up no motherfucking hope, nigga. And here's the upper room. That's why I said I thought I'd never see the day, y'all, when we lost hope in Africa. Y'all, do we understand what's going on, y'all? We have lost hope in Africa, y'all. Y'all, all resources. Name what America has more of Africa. Name it. What does America have more of that Africa don't have? Any scholar, put some in the comments that Africa is lacking, that America has abundant. Now, once you flip that around, they don't call Mother Africa mother for nothing. I mean, a lot of stuff come from what? Africa. So for us to say, as once was our home, now is no longer our home, they lied to us. Now everything is a lie, but it's no lie without the truth. I think we have forgotten that. It's no lie without the truth. Like I say, they call us African Americans, but they don't let us know who come from East Africa. They don't let you know what part of Africa. Because when somebody asks me where I'm from, if I say America, but if I say I'm from New York, if I say I'm from Louisiana, them two different places. Now we know these are states. According to the map, Louisiana way smaller than Africa. That's why Africa divided in countries. So Ethiopia is its own country. Now even that was divided by the white man, but even when you go on Bigo, when you go in Africa, you go in different countries. When you go in United States is one country. You know, it's showing you more of the how small, but but like I say, these are things to consider, y'all, to understand the deception we are in. So now everybody teaching the African book. But it's not. But they don't act like nobody's acting like it's an African book. Everybody teaching the Bible, but nobody is teaching like it's an African book. That's strange, y'all. Man, that's strange, man. That's y'all. That's strange, man. You know, so that shows you it's total darkness. These thorns come from Africa. You know, y'all. So man, it's like I say, man. I thought I'd never see the day when we lose hope in Africa. The African American has lost hope in Africa. All hope is gone. All hope is gone when you seen the day the African has lost hope. Now they got a scripture, y'all. I'm gonna bring forth in Jeremiah. Let me bring that scripture forth right quick. It say, "I will cause you to forget your heritage." And boy, that scripture don't ever more make sense than right now. It's Jeremiah 17. Let's go to Jeremiah 17. Yeah. Creep on in. I'm gonna start at verse 1, y'all. It says, "The sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with the point of a diamond, that it is grieving upon the table of their heart and upon the horns of your altars," your lips. See, the lips is your horn. That's what you make sounds with. That's why it's not what goes in a man that defiles him, it's what comes out. It's what you're going to speak against. That's what's really going to defile you. It say, "Witness their children remember their altars and their grooves by the green trees upon the high hills," the forbidden tree that you thought had what? So much fruit. "O my mountain in the field, I will give thy substance and all thy treasures to the spoil, and thy high places for sin throughout all thy borders. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage." Let me read that verse again in 17:4. It says, "And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee." Now, what was given to us that wasn't given to no one else? The statutes and the law of God. And if he was to keep it, it was going to be a prized possession. This is what all these wars about. But we discontinued this because of what? Our forefathers sin. So we don't know nothing about our heritage. That's why we the lost sheep. We the lost sheep. And it's proven in this verse. Because what did we do to our heritage? We discontinued it. It says, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire. It says, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. So, turn down this bit, man. Damn. Turn down this bit. So it says, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in a land which thou knowest not. Now, if Menelik never been in America, how could Menelik kids ever be in America? Now, Haile Selassie was the first priest from the Solomonic dynasty to ever come to America. Well, this was in the 1900s when Haile Selassie came to America. Matter of fact, let me look up when was Haile Selassie's first trip to America. And this gonna prove the first emperor of the Solomonic dynasty to ever touch foot in America as known. Now, unless somebody came here that we didn't know about, which is possible. If you want to, just to meet you in the middle, that's possible. Somebody did come here and ain't documented. Okay, yeah. But I'm talking about the emperor. I'm not saying we, because some of us came over here before the emperors. Because you got Menelik was sending people over here to work on railroad. He didn't come over here. But he sent people over here. So but let's let me look it up. I'm gonna have to say it because I don't know how to spell this. When did Haile Selassie make his first trip to America? It might not talk because I'm on it. When did Haile Selassie make his first trip to America? It's not going. I'm gonna have to type it, man. How bad with me first trip to
Messiah Beloved topped in October 1963.
Oh, all right, appreciate it, sis. Yeah, so that was supposed to be his first trip. He went to the Levellands in 1954. And like I said, so this is the first emperor of this House of David to actually come to America. Because you gotta understand, traveling wasn't, how would I say it? You got an age that's called the what is it called, man? It's called the I don't want to say the voyage. I know that's probably not the correct word, but it's something. It's called the era where mankind began to travel the world. And that's why you had a mass, what they call it, well, a bunch of people came into America in the 1900s. That's when America was flooded with people in the 1900s. And in the early 1900s, y'all, they didn't know how really many people they had, yo. I don't, and I like I said, I could be, because I could be saying a little far-fetched. There's some things that they could have had a estimate, because again, they had, you know, man, I always figured out ways to count people. That's how you count the army. Same way you count the army, you count the people. You know, so I can't necessarily say that 100%. I'm not, you know, I'm not saying that as 100% fact that they didn't, but I'm saying how hard it was, because it was a mass. It's a mass group of people from all different parts of the world flooding into America, leaving their countries for the first time. The age of exploration voyages. Yes, okay, yeah, it might be something like that. And this was an era. Before that, didn't nobody go nowhere. Now, people say the lands was together. I can't, like I say, this stuff I can't too much speak on. That's why I don't really talk about it too much. But I'm just speaking on the facts about we being African Americans. You know, now whether the lands was together and some came, like this stuff is talked about in history, it's written in books, and it could be very well true. It looked like a puzzle. From what I see, like I say, I can't say it, I can't say not. And I really can't say is, because I really don't know. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, facts like this and Haile Selassie coming to this land, and like even going to Great Britain. Because you gotta think about it. You got stuff you doing at your own place. People weren't getting on planes and just say, hey, I feel like going over here today. Let me go here. You had to do a lot to travel. You know, so traveling wasn't just something like we think, oh man, yeah. Back then they just got up and went. They stayed where they was at. I always say some people don't leave their neighborhood still to this day. They got jets. Some people never went nowhere. So people going places has not always been in the earth. This is a new age. This is all this stuff. So everything we talking about, all this prophecy, is about what has been happening in these recent years. The start of it. Now this is the end of it. The start of it was what? Our forefathers going backwards, breaking the law, corrupting the law. That was got us here. But it first had to start with it didn't start with us. We was born in it. This is all the Bible is. How we messed up and how we gonna fix it. That's all the story is about. We lost our strength. How we gonna get it back? We lost our power. How we gonna get it back? We lost our heritage. How we gonna get it back? The only way we get it back was gonna have to turn to the righteousness of God. And it had nothing to do with religion. It had nothing to do with reading scriptures. It had everything to do with a way of life. It had everything to do with a way of thinking. It had everything to do with a way of life. It had everything to do with a way of thinking. It had nothing to do with a book and religion. So right now, we're rejecting the continent where this book come from, but saying we believe the book. And then, like I said, we arguing about where the throne of David at. Like people, when I say where the throne of David at, people like I put it there. Nigga, you put it there. I didn't put the throne there. It was there before I was born. Why ain't nobody tell me? So, why ain't nobody tell me the throne of David was in Africa? They made us think the throne of David was in the sky on the right hand of God, and God ain't got no hand. God ain't got no arm. God ain't got no hand unless God in the flesh. God ain't got no side. Now, we know right and wrong, y'all. Come on now. We know that stand for what? Left and right. Man, you went left, bro. I don't know what on. We said today. Man, I don't know where you went left, bro. When you told me that, you went left. That mean you went the wrong way. So when somebody on God's right side, they got nothing to do with. They got to do with what? Righteousness. That's what the right side connected to. Righteousness. But it's just mighty funny, y'all. Nobody told us the Bible was from Ethiopia, man. And now we don't even want to be African. Now, don't you know, if somebody would have told us the Bible is from Ethiopia, would you still think we would not want to be Africans right now? Would we not want to be Africans if we was told the Bible was from Ethiopia? Will we not be proud about ourselves? Will we not want to be righteous priests? Righteous men? Don't we want to be rappers? We want to rap for the hood. We want to rap for the state. We want to rap for the cause. But we want to rap for money. But we wouldn't rap for God if we were told the truth. So you telling me the African American in America wouldn't rap for God if he was told the truth? If she was told the truth, they wouldn't. I disagree. That's why we must be heard. Oh, we must be heard. That's why I say this is a purpose. Some people don't even need to be heard. Some people don't need to be heard, but they being heard. Some people need to be heard, but they ain't being heard. That's why you just got to hear Jesus cry, because you're going to be like, what? Christ was crying. Man, you come on every day crying, man. You come on every day crying, man. Pac told you. I really don't get down with Prince. I don't see how many people got down with him. I can't even. But when Thugs Cry, now I know Prince made a song when Doves Cry, but I'm gonna go with the Pac version when Thugs Cry. So I'm from the gutter and I made it. Hear my cry. That's all that represent. So we already know this thug, gangster, somebody that's what Tupac version of Thug was really. That version. It wasn't just you sagging your pants and you killing and selling drugs. It was really somebody from the gutter and they made it. That's what the representation of a thug. They twisted around and created a false image for it. But that's the wealth of Christ. Not because tears came down the eyes or we look at that. No, the wealth was the cry. Hear my cry, my speech. I'm crying out. John the Baptist was the one crying out in the wilderness. So the cry, the wealth, Jeremiah lamentations. Why did Jeremiah lamentate? Mourn. All this had to do with speech. And we have taken this and what? So, that's what we dealing with, y'all. And, man, it's a shame, y'all. Thought I'd never see the day when we give up hope on Africa, y'all. On Africa. Y'all hear what I just said? I'm dealing with a conscious community They have gave up hope on Africa. Y'all, like I say, we can look this information up. Why you in the pool? You could be on an airplane. You could be in the sky, y'all, and look this information up. And we argue about it. We make an argument about, the thing about it, I don't even know how could you puff yourself up and make an argument. Because I also had to come, I came from the indoctrination. I heard the same thing you heard. I listened to the same thing everybody else listened to. How could you make an argument when somebody provide these kind of facts? It's getting to the point you almost need to be put in jail if you're a teacher and you deny the facts. Somebody need to lock you up. That's how serious it need to get, because y'all, I'm serious. It's when you like, you're damn okay. Christ, the seed of David. Jesus Christ, the seed of David. Jesus, the son of David. Jesus connected to David. Solomon, David, son. David. But then when you say David throne, is it anywhere in America? Have anybody brought any facts about it ever been in America? Please bring it forth. I ain't got none yet. We got any facts about it being in Israel? I ain't got none yet but the name. I got a whole bunch of facts to say it was in Ethiopia. Every time you try to turn around, shit is almost like Sugar Ray. The lick's coming. But yet we deny these facts. We make this, like I say, this is an argument when you say these things. Like I say, y'all, we can teach this to 5th graders. 5th graders got phones. Shit, the baby's gonna be able to start looking it up after a while. It's gonna start being the 3 and 4 year olds that look the information up and say, look. Yeah. This ain't no nothing. Go back over there. Go back over there. So like this, y'all gotta understand, y'all. For the few people that's listening, y'all hear me out good. This is an argument, y'all. How could you argue where the throne of David at when it's always been where it's been? If something been there 100 years and it's connected even to the false history, because they say it go back to, well, actually they say the Solomon Mount go back like 1300. They give it like 800 years. But damn, 800 years? We can't change America. It only been here 200. America been here 200 years. We can't change it. How are we gonna try to change something that's so-called been there 800 years? Well, how are we gonna change it? That's what I'm saying, y'all. So we can't see everybody, and Alex Jones. Man, it got even you probably unplugging it. Even when Alex Jones came out and said he don't understand how can you rob the people of their history, and we let all our own people keep robbing us, and nobody want to deal with these facts. So everybody working for what? Everybody working for the devil now? Because y'all, we not talking Spanish. English is supposed to be what? A worldwide language. So it ain't hard for the hills now because we speaking English. What does Great Britain speak? Everybody hear the Pope. Now, Pope do speak different languages. So he got an upper hand now, but it's English. So with these facts, y'all, do you know where you can take these facts? See, because I keep thinking a lot of people want to get too deep into knowledge and they just get lost in the translation. We're gonna keep it simple because I hear too many brothers hating Africa. I thought I'd never see the day. And now, like I say, we could be laying down, we could be riding in the car, we could be in the airplane, we could be on the toilet, we could be in the shower, we could be anywhere, and we can look this information up, y'all. The whole world. And the whole world can see, well, damn, everybody lying. Everybody lied. And see, for a lot of people don't know about Tedros, but the Great Britain know about Tedros. They got his garments. They cut his hair off. Do we know they just returned Tedros' hair back to Ethiopia? Why the hell you gonna keep a man hair? Why you gonna keep a man hair who wasn't no? Do they cut everybody else hair off and keep it? Did they cut Haile Selassie hair and keep it? Do they got Menelik hair? I don't know. Somebody tell me. Is this a tradition where they just cut hair off and keep it? Is it a tradition where they keep bloody garments? Yeah, Great Britain got his clothes. So, what is so significant about this man? And this man was a dreamer. So, we got a black man, barefooted. He wasn't wearing Jordans, cornrows. What the NBA ain't like Allen Iverson to have. You know they want Allen Iverson to cut his cornrows. You know, you ever seen a lawyer with cornrows? What they want us to do? Clean cut man. But we had an emperor who was a dreamer. Now remember, Joseph was a dreamer, y'all. Now, like I say, y'all, this came from Ethiopia. This came from somebody that's in Ethiopia, born and raised. We don't know nothing about Tedros. So when people hear Tedros, they don't hear no dreamer. But Tedros was a visionary. That's why they didn't like him. Why they didn't like the prophets? What did the prophets see? A vision. Now we're gonna read what the people in the Bible did to the prophets. Yeah, I know. I'm Joseph. I'm supposed to be dreaming to you. You fulfilling prophecy like I'm fulfilling prophecy. So you supposed to hate me for my dream. You see what I'm saying? You doing your job. And that's why I say I don't get mad. You doing your job when you hate me for my dream. But what dream I come to fulfill? The one you say already has happened. Pieces. So where I was finna go? I was finna go to Matthew, y'all. Let's see what happened to the prophets, because the prophets was visionary. A vision is a dream. Because it's not something that's happening in reality. It's something that's what? You seen in your mind, because you ain't seeing it with the naked eye. You seeing it with your mind. Like a dream, you don't see a dream with your physical eyes. You see a dream with the eyes that's of your mind. So your mind also create images that the eyes can't see. So we go to Matthew 23, y'all. Let's see what they do to the people that dream. That's why Tedros, if you understand Tedros' story, Tedros wasn't liked by his peers. What the Christ story is, Christ wasn't liked by his peers. It's nothing new up under the sun. But God made what? My bow strong. My strength come from God. So man ain't gotta hold me up. God gonna do that. So it says, I'm in 23 and 37 in the book of Matthew. It say, O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou is that killeth the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathered her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. Israel wouldn't come. To the one what? To the house God has chose to put the spirit in. See, God was going to be in a vessel. God's spirit is housed in a vessel. So whatever vessel God choose, that's where you got to go. You can't go to the vessel that you imagine in your mind. That's what everybody doing. That's why some people run into Muhammad. Some people run into Jesus. Some people run into their YouTube teacher. But where is the vessel that God chose to house the spirit? That's where we must go. But these people always killed by the peers, which they are rejected. That's how you kill God prophets. You reject them.
So, am I wrong to think that actual real Israel is Ethiopia?
In a way, because Israel is a people, not a land. You know, Israel is a people and not a land. So, in a way, you can say that if you know, I can understand how you can say that, but I just wouldn't put it in people's ears because it could cause deception. God can be in you. Jesus is flesh. So Jesus not going to be in you. Jesus' words. But Jesus can't really be in you. Jesus is flesh. God can be in you. God is spirit. But for God to be in you, you got to accept the word of God. And it don't come from a book. The word of God actually comes from the lips of the vessel that God have chose. That's how you accept God. You know, like, and see, the lie has made people think like this is just for everybody to accept God because that's what make them a light person. No, like everybody has a position with God. You know, it's like everybody got a part in life, but when you deal with the scriptures and when you deal with the biblical writings, you are dealing with a royal priesthood. It's like you're dealing with special forces, and everybody ain't a part of the special forces. Even those of the army not a part of the special forces. So the priesthood has special duties, certain training, all this stuff that really set them apart. Not because, oh, I'm better than you. It's like I say, it's a role, it's a job. But these are the teachings that we are not taught. We are taught the lie. The lie makes you puffed up. The truth will humble you and make you become meek. That's what the truth will do. You know, and since we don't have the truth, we puffed up with false information, and it causes us to be blind to the word of God. So we don't accept the word of God because of the lie that we have. We don't even know how to accept the word. But that's why the writings teach us to come to God as a child. But we not told God gonna be on earth in a vessel. We told that, but we not taught it. We taught a lie. We taught the vessel in the sky. So the vessel in the sky, who do I humble myself to on earth? Nobody. So now we just on earth giving people credit. For what? The whole truth or some of it? So now we on earth giving people credit for some of the truth. So what you gonna do to the one who come with the whole truth? You gonna mumble about him. He think his shit don't stink. Who he think he is? He not my judge. They had a woman tell us this morning, he ain't my God. I ain't worked in 20 years. He ain't my God. You know, just when you know, like, who is your God then? Jesus? You ain't seen him, you ain't talked to him. But somebody trying to talk to you right now, you don't want to talk. That's what God about. When a stranger come to you, you don't talk to him. That's why I say people, we scream Jesus, 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 Jesus so much, it say entertain strangers. Why? If Jesus is the only way, why the Bible say entertain strangers? These are questions, like I said, we argue about, we wanna argue about these things, but man, it becomes, like I said, people need to start getting locked up, man. People need to start getting locked up for the 9 facts. I ain't lying. It's hey from Algeria. Peace, peace. Salute, salute. Greetings, greetings. Welcome in. Thank you for coming. You're welcome to come up and share anything with us you want about the motherland. Anything you want to come up and share with about the motherland, let our people hear it, man. We had a brother come up here from Ethiopia. Gave us some good news about Tedros that a lot of us might not hold dear to, which is the vision and what Tedros is really known for. And for to have the title King of Kings and Lord of Lords and also be a dreamer. And we read Joseph was a dreamer. Prophets are dreamers, visionaries. You know, that's very big to the Tedros story. And to bring more enlightenment to show us why this story is hidden from us. And I know it's a lot of more stuff that need to be told about the story because it have to be, this the kind of stuff that have to be taught. You know, like that's the kind of stuff that I would more teach rather than I'm breaking down some scriptures that's meant to happen. You can't teach something that's going to happen. You got to do it. That's why you can't teach the Bible. Now, the history about Tedros, these things, I wouldn't say really, they need to be understood more. You know, because this helps you understand the anointing of God and why these things are also written down. These are historical facts to show us why this book is here. You know, that's what the Tedros story, it kind of brings significance of why the Bible is actually here, because many people they think it's hocus pocus now. And they think it's hocus pocus because we don't know the truth. We don't know about the Solomon. Like I say, we read the Bible, we don't know about the Solomonic dynasty. That's the royal priesthood. Do we know the Bible talks about a royal priesthood? And you know, the only royal priesthood of this earth, other than the Pope and the Roman Catholic Church, is the Solomonic dynasty. It's the only royal priesthood connected to the Negus on the face of the earth. Name one, name another. Now, I did say Solomonic dynasty. I hope that name ring bells. You know how we say Big Meech, Larry Hoover? Don't them name ring bells in our community? So when I say Solomon, don't that ring bells? So how we got a whole Solomonic dynasty and we don't connect it to the Bible? Guess what, y'all? We argue about it. You know what we say? They ain't connected to the Bible. We say the Solomonic dynasty not connected to the Bible, y'all. What would make us so bold? What would make somebody so bold for a dynasty to hold a name as Solomon, and the book you read tell you Solomon is the smartest man that ever lived? And we got a group of priests. And on top of that, guess what? They look like us. And you say we connected to the Bible, but deny the people that came before us who carry the name. We call African Americans and we say we the people of the book. But the people that actually withhold the dynasty, and look, they sat on the throne. We under somebody else's throne. And we don't want to connect these people to the Bible. I see why. I know Hebrews got African colors. And y'all, I remember like it was yesterday when I first started reading Jeremiah and I seen Jeremiah saying we gonna, because like I said, I don't know. I guess it was just my journey. It was my destiny. When I was to read the Bible, I was to read certain chapters because my book had headings. So because a lot of people post a lot of scriptures. So when somebody posts a scripture, my common sense, shit, I'm gonna read the chapter. You mean to tell me, you telling me I'm the people of this Bible and you gonna post a scripture and I'm not gonna read the chapter? And this Bible supposed to be talking about me? I'll be the fool. Pastor ain't say, a lot of stuff people were saying. So when you speak to the validity of we gonna actually be redeemed and go back to our land, then I was a child then. I was a baby. So we going back to Africa. Because Israel is not in America. So you didn't tell me I'm going to Asia. You didn't tell me I'm going to Europe. You say I'm going to Israel. When you look up Israel, shit, it's right to Africa. So you like, I'm going to Africa. So when I pick up the Bible, all I see is Africa. But see, that's when you a babe. But when you all puffed up, I've been to college. And they taught you Israel. So when you heard Israel, you automatically know where Israel is. You might have disconnected Israel. And like old brother say, Israel's Palestine. Which in a way, it almost is. That's why I rep Ethiopia. I ain't got time. Like I said, we ain't got to argue about Ethiopia. We know where Ethiopia is. And we know this what this book is connected to. So like I said, but I was finna read something. I forgot. I run my mouth, y'all. Cause I was finna turn somewhere. But yeah, y'all. We talk about this solid-minded dynasty, y'all. It's. I never thought in a million years this would be an argument. This is an argument, man. Y'all, when we say the solid-minded dynasty, and I know it's because people mad they didn't know, because we was taught, we knew. I keep telling people, you know what the truth is. When people ask me what the truth is, for you to know the truth, you must say I don't know. That's the truth. If you don't know that truth, you will never learn the truth. You're gonna die the second death. You will never be a part of this resurrection if you don't say I don't know. Because everybody especially in the Western society, you think you know. But really, you don't. Now, if you're a carpenter, you know carpentry. If you're a welder, you know welding. If you're a cook, you know cooking. You know those things. I can't take it from you. If you're a plumber, you know plumbing. If you're an electrician, you know electrician. I can't take it from you. Why? Because anybody that know these things, guess what they do, y'all? They do it. Now show me anyone that's doing the Bible. And I'll shut up. Show me anybody that's doing the Bible and I'll be quiet. But until then, I'm going to be the loudest one. You're going to hear me from the four corners. Because why? I'm talking what I'm doing. I'm showing what I'm doing. So when people these are the principles we haven't accepted. I've been reading this book for years. How you gonna tell me? And another thing, people argue with, the Bible is a sealed book. Like I said, these are teachings, y'all, we never heard. But it's right here. Y'all, it's right here. But we never heard it. You never heard the Bible was a sealed book. Now, the Rastafarians did say, Haile Selassie loosed the 7 seals. But you know why they said that? Because you have to loose the 7 seals. But if Haile Selassie did it, then our hope is gone. Because Haile Selassie didn't leave nobody on the throne. It's empty. So why is the throne of David empty if Haile Selassie restored it? Haile Selassie did not restore the tabernacle of David. And that's why Haile Selassie said David will destroy the giant. So right now, y'all, David is destroying the giant. David is coming forth to fight the giant, but what his brothers doing? Telling them he's not worthy. Telling him he's too young. Telling him what? He ain't got enough ammunition. That's what they told David. David, you don't have enough ammunition. Read the story. Go read the story of David that's in Samuel. Go read the part about David when David wanted to go fight the giant. Then nobody else want to fight the giant. We also got to remember that. That's also in the story. None of David's brothers wanted to fight. But David said, man, you know what, man? I can whoop that giant. You know what David's brothers said? David's brothers got mad at him because David said he wanted to fight the giant. I come forth to judge the Roman Catholic Church and my brothers and sisters mad at me. You know how many people mad at me because I made a petition to judge the Roman Catholic Church? It's almost insane. People say, why I smoke Mary Jane? I don't even want to think about it sometimes. I don't even want to think about having to sit here all day and think about how my brothers and sisters mad at me because I made a petition to go judge the Roman Catholic Church. People talking about what happened to the army people and people when you go in slavery, what they call a syndrome? When people in slavery and people in the army. Not traumatized, but what they call that syndrome, y'all? When people in the army and they leave in the army, and they, what they call it? What they call it, y'all?
PTSD.
Not PTSD. They say black people should get paid the same thing that the army people get paid for.
Stockholm
syndrome?
No, it's not. It's not Stockholm. It's a word. It's a word that people use. But sitting here at somebody every day, people call me 3 times. And my phone will never do nothing like that.
I don't know.
So, just sitting there, just think about it. Just think and put yourself in my shoes. You laid your life down for your people. You dedicated your whole life to seeking information for your people. And you finally figure out how to beat the enemy. And all you bring it to your brothers and sisters and be like, man, look, if you just support this, I can defeat the enemy. And they get mad at you. That'll cause post-traumatic stress. Yeah, post-traumatic stress.
Oh, okay.
The stress. That'll cause stress. Put yourself, just imagine if you did it. Say you did it. Put you out the picture. Say you was the one that put everything, because you seen the condition of your people. You seen the people who was keeping them in that condition. And you say, man, I'm finna do whatever it takes to get my people out of this condition. And my people gonna be proud of me, man. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, I ain't even doing it for that. Man, they just gonna roll with this when I bring it to them. It's way bigger than 6 figures. Boom. You figure the plan out, draw it up, bring it to your people. And they'd be like, what your stupid ass doing? That's basically what they told David. If you want to put it in today's language, what your stupid ass doing, David? Get your young ass down somewhere. Go back and read the story. Now that I'm opening up the allegory meaning to you, go read the story of David when David was getting ready to go destroy the giant. And you will see what the son of David is going through right now. Oh. Yeah. Or Judah. So, and like I said, this is people like, what's allegory? What? The David story is allegory. You think David destroyed the giant? That's why Haile Selassie, if anybody followed Haile Selassie teachings correctly, Haile Selassie let us know that David was still going to defeat the giant. So Haile Selassie was speaking as if it hadn't happened. But Haile Selassie knew the giant story ain't happened. You know, he knew. So, here you give them that, they need some. So, but like I said, these are, they got the story. If they got the story, right? Who put dates on it? Haile Selassie, when Haile Selassie told us David was going to destroy the giant, Haile Selassie ain't give us no date. Now, he did say the 20th century. He said Haile Selassie, he said David will still defeat Goliath in the 20th century. Now, when I hear 20th century, in my eyes, I hear. But you know what? When we say 20th century, we talking about the 1900s. I don't see why that go like that. When I hear the 20th century, I hear the 20th century. Is now we in the 20? No, we in the 20. We're in the 21st century. But we should be in the 20th century, right? How can we be in the 21st century if we in the 20th century? How can we be in the 21st when we're in the 20th? See, that's why I say I don't let nobody tell me anything. I'm a common sense brother. And I see why people always say I'm hard-headed. I ain't hard-headed. I ain't gonna cheat nobody. I ain't gonna steal from nobody. I'm gonna be loyal. What else? I'm gonna be straight up. But I can't follow anything. I can't just let you just say that's what it is, and I gotta say that's what it is. I'll make my own way. And that's why, like I say, I don't be mad at people. I don't believe you Christ, so shit, do you know how the nation build? Do you know how the nation? Do you want a nation build? No, because most people who don't believe in Christ don't want a nation build. And I'm not saying because you got to believe in me, but you got to believe in the order. Because that's who established order. That's the chief commander. Are you the chief commander? Are you the what? General? Are you the captain? Is you going to keep the boat afloat? These are questions you got to, that's what the government going to be on his shoulders. The government is the order. When something is governed, it's in order. So if the government on Christ's shoulders, why would I stand up and try to govern what's for God if I'm not Christ? Who have told us to do these things? The devil. You know, so people standing up trying to govern God's kingdom when the government not on your shoulders. So what you doing? You out of order. So you repping God out of order? You repping God out of order. That's so now you got the order in Melchizedek in effect. So our priests can't be out of order. Because if the priest's out of order, because remember, the priests feed the people. Everybody don't feed the people. That's why I say everybody a priest. Everybody don't teach the people. Everybody don't pass out food to the people. You don't wake up every day and teach people. Priests do that. So if the people who feeding us is out of order, then what the people is? They food out of order. And that's what we got. And that's why when it come to God, it was decency and in order. And y'all, we can't sit here and say everybody's in the order of God. The world wouldn't be like this. We dealing with a pope that's coming into Africa telling them gayness, being gay is okay. A pope. But remember, it's so much news right now, the pope can do stuff and it could be worldwide news and we'll never see it. Because Beyonce had a performance. Or Rihanna pregnant. Or the Super Bowl on. So we might miss the Pope in Africa trying to push sodomy, Romanism on Africans. When today, in 2023, it's a crime to be gay in Africa. Unless certain parts have changed. But a lot of parts in Africa, you go to jail for many years. Man, you get shit. It's more than dope. But in America, oh yeah, I forgot about it. So, but in America, you just slap on the wrist. He played with little boy, slap him on the wrist. No, lock him up forever. Don't ever let him out. Because why? You killing life. You destroying life. You taking something this little man will never ever get back. And he don't even have a decision to make. Now we know if we gonna bring a man up, man, a man would never look at a woman. Why would another man want a man? Look at a woman. The woman is different, so the man can fall. But we falling for something that's like us and saying it's normal. You know, y'all, like I say, so the Pope is these things are happening. The Pope has literally been in Africa pushing, saying it's okay to be gay. The Pope. The royal Pope. So it's royalty to be gay. It's royal. It's a royal thing not to be gay. It's godly to be gay. God accept gay people. God accept all people. Well, why God rejected us? Because the book said God rejected us. Now Sodom and Gomorrah is cool now. It's cool now. It's cool with God. God ain't destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for gayness. You know, but like I say, it's so much news in the earth right now, y'all, that this stuff is going on. And we got to understand, y'all, even if we was teaching our little kids in Africa and all the things that happen in Africa, what's really in Africa, it's to the point where the African Americans hate Africa, but everybody else love Africa. And like I say, y'all, I thought I'd never see that day, man. And it's something, like I said, it furthermore let you know the truth. If it don't come back into the earth, then it's over with. It's over with. Well, we know it's to the point now we don't know. We know so much, we don't know nothing. You know, I say, with all that get understanding, but you just been get, and now you don't understand nothing you got. You don't understand, so you just got a bunch of money, you're just gonna throw it away. It's like people done read the Bible hundreds of times, but they never understood it. So what? They just been getting it. They just been getting stories. But you got some people that never read the Bible and they understand the story. They understand the Bible. They never read it. Wait till people find out I never read the whole Bible. I still ain't read the whole Bible. But I understand the Bible more than anybody on the face of the earth. Why? Because just because you read something, that don't mean you have understanding. So what we've been doing in this age of information, that's why people talking so much. They're just talking about what they got. They don't understand what they got. They're just talking about what they got. And this live is gonna prove. Well, that's what I prove every day, damn near. Because how you talking about the Bible, you don't talk about Ethiopia, because you don't know what you're talking about. You got a whole bunch of scriptures. You don't understand them, so you don't know what you're talking about, and that's why Babylon is seen in every prophet vision. Babylon, Nimrod. Your rod is Nim. Your rod is your information. See, I don't want to say I got Moses' rod, because I got my own. I'm my own man. My rod, come from God. But the rod, Christ gonna strike the earth with the rod of his mouth to defeat all musicians. Because the song you singing is slavery. You singing a slavery song. This is the freedom song, the redemption song. See, I don't have a slave song. You keep it. The stuff you saying gonna keep us right here in Egypt. What I'm saying gonna actually redeem us. That's the difference between my message and everybody else's message. This is why you have to speak this, not because Jew said it, so I want everybody else to say it. It's way bigger than that. That's why it says, "Blessed is he, blessed is she, who is not offended because of me." Every prophet in here offended people who thought they knew. Come to God as a child. It never meant so much to a generation. But we didn't know God was going to be what? In the flesh. So I'm going to kind of close with this, y'all. This is why you come to God as a child, y'all. Unless I got some questions, I will ask some questions. But Ecclesiastes, y'all, this is one of my, I read it all the time. So I'm going to close with this if I don't have any questions. Ecclesiastes 5, it say, because remember, God was going to be in the flesh, but God was going to be in the flesh that God chose. It wasn't going to be the flesh you chose, and it wasn't going to be the flesh you imagined. It was going to be the flesh that God actually chose. And then when you come to that flesh, you was going to have to come as a child, because that's what God was going to be. That's the house. Like, how when you go into a church, you leave the cigarettes in the car. You leave everything in the car that you think what? Not going to humble yourself in that church. Most people. So it's like you become a child when you come to church. You become pure. You don't want to do no wrong. You in the church. God don't dwell in temples made with man's hands. So when you come before that fleshly temple that God has chose, you better come as a child. Or you're going to do what Ecclesiastes finna say. Most people do. So it say, keep thy foot when thou is going into the house of God. That's the one that God's spirit is housed in. the temple not made with man's hands. And be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools. So basically being a child don't know much speech. A child only repeats what they hear. A child only do what they see. So I say, be more ready to hear. Because if you come before the flesh that God is in and you not ready to hear, then what? It say, be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools. Because you're going to be running your mouth and you're just going to be what? A fool. Like Bob said, you're going to be a foolish dog barking at a flying bird. You ain't got wings, dog. Stop barking. You ain't got wings. So it says, be not rash. Oh, I skipped the part. It say, for they consider not that they do evil. So you do evil when you in front of the flesh that God have chose and you running your mouth, you doing evil? And it says what? For they consider not. But it's already written that you was going to be considering not, that you're not doing. What I'm doing evil? What I'm doing evil? What I'm doing evil? I'm before man. I'm before man. What I'm doing evil? What it says, they don't even consider. It says, be not rash with thy mouth. Hold up. So you're going to be in the house of God being rash with your mouth. But you humble yourself when you go into a building made by wood. But you rash with the flesh. You talk crazy with the flesh. Because to you, it's just the flesh. But you don't know this is the flesh that God made. This is the flesh that's made by God. But you don't know that. But see, a meek person, you ain't got, I don't have to read this to a meek person. They already gonna do this. They ain't gotta know this scripture. No, these for the people who on their high horse. These for the people who proud, lofty. Those who say, I know. A child don't say, I know. You ever seen a baby say, I know? Now, once you to show them, or once they done seen it, they might say they know. But they just don't be like, I know, mama, I know, mama. I know, mama. Mama, I know. Daddy, I know. No, they be, what's this, daddy? What's this, mama? What this mean, mama? What this mean, daddy? That's how children are. But we don't know what it means to be a child before God. It's God in the sky, God in the book. So we all look up and we all get on our knees, or we all come before a book and humble ourselves. But be rash before what God has actually made. So it say, be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thy heart be hasty to utter anything before God. For God is in heaven, and thou upon the earth. Therefore, let thy words be few. So it's letting you know you was going to be before God. You was going to be before God. That's what's letting you know. So when you before God, let your words be few. This are the instructions of this the basic. Remember, this the basics, y'all. You want to let them up, right? So we got a guest that's gonna come up on TikTok, y'all, right quick. We're gonna see what the brother has for us on this American Tuesday. What's going on, brother, man? Peace. How you doing? All right, greetings to you.
I'm fine. Okay. Can I have a brief explanation about your preach and the flag behind you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just calling from Ethiopia. My name is David, and I just want to know what is you are up to. What is your purpose, and just to explain me a bit.
Since you from Ethiopia, I will be Tedros the Third.
Oh, Tedros the Third, the one who's going to be raised soon.
That's who I am, the son of David. Yeah, that's actually going to restore the priesthood back in Ethiopia.
So you mean you are going to fulfill the prophetization of some Bible?
Correct.
Can you explain a bit for me in order to grab the whole picture?
Well, a lot of Ethiopians were scattered in the 18 and 1900s. And a lot of those people was connected to the royal priesthood, the Solomonic dynasty, the government, of Ethiopia.
You mean from until up to Haile Selassie?
Well, no, not just Haile Selassie. All the other priests, what his name? You know about the King of Wallo?
King of Wallo?
Yeah. Like you had other people whose children got scattered. You had many priests that got killed. So from the people that got scattered, a Christ was going to come to restore the royal priesthood, because the throne of David governs Africa. It actually governs the world. But Ethiopia has a peace treaty with the Roman Catholic Church. And Haile Selassie signed the rights over to the Roman Catholic Church. He gave them jurisdiction in the Solomonic dynasty. So right now, that's why they are holding office, because of the treaty that we also made with them long ago. So office is being held at the Roman Catholic Church.
In Vatican, yeah, Vatican.
Yeah, so I come to restore it back in Ethiopia in the righteous ways of God.
Okay. So that you are the person who are sending to restore back the authority to Ethiopia.
Correct.
Okay. Who just give you the mission?
This mission is come from God. Just as Tedros, that's why anyone that ever come in the name of God, they deal with a crucifixion. Tedros was going through a crucifixion. Tedros was rejected by his brothers. He was rejected by his peers. None of the kings around him liked the Tedros. That's why he was actually dealing with the British. All this is given to me by God, brother, man. All of it is by God.
Okay. So that you're Christian as well at the same time.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm Christian, because I don't follow Christian doctrine. So I don't really go by a name, I really go by the spirit and truth. So I'm more spirit and truth rather religious. I don't like to, because when you say names, that put people in a religious mind frame.
So that you prefer to stay spiritual and guided by the spirit of God, rather than following some institution or religious organization.
Correct.
So you don't have any organization that's identified with it, that you identified with. You don't have any religious organization.
No, nothing. No.
So that which spirits of God guide you? Do you have any specific book?
Oh yeah, now, don't get me wrong. I do believe the Bible. You know,
You believe in Bible?
yeah. I believe in the Bible. You know, I believe in the Quran. Like these books are all. I study these books. You know, so I understand the Bible and the Quran, but I don't accept man interpretation. You know, so that's what I don't accept, because to follow religions, you got to accept the man interpretation, but to follow the spirit, you bring the fulfillment. You see what I'm saying? Because to follow a doctrine from a man, that's dead works. That's why no religion has done nothing. No religion has fulfilled, because the religion don't have the spirit.
So do you have any specific bloodline that's related you with the Solomonic dynasty or the line of Judah?
Well, yeah, you know that's the whole thing about Deuteronomy in the book. Deuteronomy. I don't know. I think you kind of froze up. But Deuteronomy let you know our sign was gonna be our curses. Like the people who was gonna actually be awakened in their captivity was gonna be awakened by the signs of their struggle, of their curses. They're like that's what the prophecy state.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Kind of still.
Yeah, you a little. Can you hear me? I know I can't hear you, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Tedros, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Tedros.
You breaking up. That's the second person came on from Ethiopia.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. No, you keep going in and out. You gonna walk in the field and see what kind of herbs.
I wasn't just asking you before that. Do you have a specific? Yeah. Do you have a specific bloodline that? Yeah. Do you have a specific? Oh, what's wrong with it? Do you have a specific bloodline that relates you to the line of the Solomonic dynasty?
Well, yeah, that's why I say
that you have a specific bloodline to the Solomonic dynasty.
Well, yeah.
The line of Judah. You hear me?
Well, yeah, that's why I say, but they can't trace blood. It's like right now, if you want to find your daddy from your mother, they would have to find your daddy blood to link you as the child. If they can't find a daddy, they can't find his blood, then they can't never find your daddy. Right now, when it's time for a woman to find a daddy, guess who they gotta find? The daddy. So we was taken away from our ancestors. So the curses, the stuff that was happening to us, because these things was gonna be spiritually happened to us by God. You know, it was gonna be in our mind, and it was gonna be manifest to us. So right now, we know we are captive in our mind because we know we have a lie. So if you live in a lie, you living in captivity, physically and spiritually. So we see these things. So that's how we really identify ourselves. You know, now, of course, these things gonna also be brought out with a lot of artifacts. And that's why America have birth certificates. You know, because of the people that they have over here. This is so... When all this stuff is revealed from Great Britain, a lot of stuff gonna be, revealed. But it's hard to do a bloodline, man. You know, that's features. You know, features also tell a lion look like a lion, a cheetah look like a cheetah, eagles look like eagles, frogs look like frogs. You know, alligators look like alligators, zebras look like zebras. So, you know, every kind, you know, has this unique look. But yeah, you know, so it's kind of hard to do a bloodline thing, brother, man. It's a little bit hard.
That's good. So
That's why whoever conquer, that's gonna be who that lion is.
nice.
Everybody wasn't related on the throne.
Yeah.
Have you ever visited Ethiopia?
No, I never been, brother. I can't wait to get there. I can't wait
Did
to
you
get there,
visit
brother.
Ethiopia before?
No, I never been. Nope.
No. Come close.
I never been home, man. But I definitely gave you a follow, brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a follow?
Yeah,
Follow for your calls?
yeah, YajuJudah.com.
Do you have a follower for your calls?
Yes. Yeah. I got brothers and sisters with me,
Thank you for your for giving me a chance to discuss with you. Next time I will ready myself, I will discuss with you. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I appreciate you coming in, brother. I appreciate you coming in and speaking to me, man. Yeah, you always welcome back.
What?
I say I appreciate you coming in and speaking with me.
Come again, please.
Yeah, come again.
He didn't understand what he said.
I say I thank you for coming in and talking to me.
Okay. Okay, my brother. Bye-bye.
Okay, peace, bro. So now, y'all, like I say, y'all, I'm on here talking about Africa. I'm talking about Ethiopia. I'm showing how the Bible come from there, and this can't be the biggest. This should be the biggest conversation in the conscious community right now. Every old person that's going to church, just imagine if they hear the Bible come from Ethiopia. Do you know what they got to open their mind to? All the old people. No matter how old somebody is, if you can prove to them the Bible come from Ethiopia, they got to change their mind. Everything changed. All that Jerusalem in the manger, all them lies that they have watered down and not gave the spiritual meaning of. And now we've caught up in the fairy tale and all this stuff, but just imagine if everybody got this truth. Everything changed. The whole dynamics changed. Just by knowing the Bible comes from Africa. That's before we read any scripture. And not just Africa, it comes from Ethiopia. And 2 Ethiopians have came up here and confirmed. Like I say, when you deal with a figure like Tedros, this was a bare-feeted emperor. This was a king of kings of the Negus, the royal family, the real royal family. He sat on the throne of David. He was a visionary. He was an emperor, a black emperor. Do I need to say it louder? A black emperor. And guess who he had working for him? He known for putting white people in chains. Now, that's not what he did, because they try to demonize him. Because all the British that worked for him, all the white people that worked for Tedros, they was given wives, they was given houses, and they was given a decent salary. So we got a black emperor who, as what we would call slaves, working for him. Yeah, they were working for Tedros. Tedros was paying them. Tedros was giving them houses. Black man. The bare-feeted emperor. We don't know nothing about him. He was here 150 years ago. We know about David, who was supposed to be here thousands of years ago. We know about Moses, who's supposed to have been here thousands of years. We know about Solomon, thousands of years. Tedros of the seed of David, 150 years. Nobody knows. And I close, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out of here, y'all. So y'all see us tonight. Download Clubhouse. We always on Clubhouse, y'all. Get familiar with the family. Come hear the truth. Come hear from the witnesses. And it's time for us to build our kingdom, y'all. If you ain't with this, you holding us up. If you hesitating, you holding us up. This is something you should be running to. Because guess what? Ain't nothing else. And if you show us something else, we're going to run to it. So we dare anybody to show us another movement. Show us another movement, we'll run to it. But can't nobody show us one. Everybody's showing us what? Clicks. Gangs. We join a gang and say we waiting on the sky to crack. I'm out, y'all. As always, I hope the Father has circumcised y'all hearts and ears for the message, y'all. Peace and blessings.